You know, it's one thing to outlast the pandemic, it's another thing to open in it. But a restaurant that survives the Palisades fire is surely invincible. That's the feeling I get at CHIFA, that this fusion of delicious cultures is here to last. I loved my first meal, and spoilers, I'm coming back, because who else is gonna hug my honorary aunt? This is Rika Leone. She's the manager here, and though the fires took her house and belongings, you'd never guess that from her presence. She treats everyone like family, and sometimes that's literal.
I wanted my children to have the immigrant work ethic experience. So we make them work with us. So they started as dishwasher, as butlers. It's been so fun as a family to be able to do this together.
Rika manages CHIFA, her husband is the head chef, and her brother is a famous artist. Umberto Leone designed everything in here, from the striking green walls and cushions to the handcrafted wallpaper with no repeating lines. The restaurant's also named after him, in a way.
My mom opened a restaurant named CHIFA Wai. The Chinese characters is my brother's Chinese name. So she named the restaurant after him. And when my family and I were thinking about relaunching a Chinese Peruvian restaurant, we wanted to use the same name that my mom had for her restaurant.
This origin is just one way that CHIFA pays respect to its roots. It's a story of immigrants who adapt to new homes and bring their ingredients with them. We might think of fusion restaurants as a modern invention, but Peruvians have been doing that for decades.
I would say Peruvian are the OG in terms of fusion, because they literally took all their immigrants and combined and created Peruvian food. The Chinese brought over soy sauce, vinegar, and that in a traditional Peruvian dish, lomo saltado, is because of the Chinese ingredients.
I started my meal off with the chicha morada. I really hope a native speaker will correct me on the pronunciation. Anyway, this is the Peruvian drink, and they brew it in-house. They dehydrate purple corn and cook it with cinnamon and pineapple for 7 hours. CHIFA, by the way, is the only restaurant that serves sparkling chicha morada. It's light and so refreshing. Next, I got tiradito. It's kind of like sashimi, but it's coated in a tangy lemon sauce and served with toasted Peruvian corn. I love the jolt of this sour yet somehow subtle dish. Brulee char-siu is pork that's kept tender with red beet juice and a maple syrup glaze. It got to the point where I was just scarfing it down without any self-restraint. I love the edible garnishes here too. Then there's the dan dan mian. These noodles are thick, and the peanut flavors add a rich heartiness. I added some leftover lemon sauce from the tiradito, and before you say anything, the waitress told me that's what she does. I didn't even ask. She just blurted out the approval that I wanted, so I did it, and it was great. So why are you being so defensive? And finally, for the dessert, I had the famous alfajor cookies. These are a Peruvian classic, and this particular style is Rika's own recipe. The shortbread cookie takes 5 hours to bake, and the caramel filling is made in-house. The heart shape of the cookie is significant. This is the symbol of CHIFA, from its windows to its merchandise. That wallpaper that I mentioned earlier, it's an original design. Rika's brother named it Heartwood. That emphasis on love is what makes the Palisades fire so tragic.
We forgot it was our anniversary until way later. We were in shock of like, wow, our whole neighborhood is gone. We have maybe 400 to 500 homes in my little community, and I think we have 50 to 60 homes standing. Other communities just north of us are also decimated. When people were asking us like, hey, do you need a GoFundMe or whatever? And I don't need it. I feel like money can be given to other people who really need it. So a lot of people, my gardener actually also lost his house in Altadena. So we directed our supporters to go fund him, and we raised a bit of money for him. So that was amazing.
Although Rika lost her house, she didn't lose her home. CHIFA is a place of gathering, of celebration. It's a Michelin Guide restaurant. And when you treat strangers like family, well, that's the kind of home I want to eat in.
And so our fear was that all of this is going to disappear.
My house burned down in the California wildfires. I'm covering the restaurants that were also hurt,
But if you have a fire story, please share it in the comments. Let's support our strong neighborhoods.
We don't change here. Our recipes are still the same. I mean, we may have added a few things to the menu. The decor is not changed. You know, it's keeping it the same, and that's what he told us to do. He says, don't change anything. It works.
This is Andrea Martirana. She and her brother Ned run Casabianca. There are many family restaurants in Los Angeles, but few have been in business for as long as them.
70th anniversary, exactly. Been running nonstop since 1955 when my dad and his brother opened this place up. Our parents would drag us down here. Would come here and help out, but then we'd go to school. We'd come here after school.
In other words, Ned and Andrea were at the restaurant all the time. Before school and after school, they'd help out any way they could, and as they grew older, they learned to prepare and cook the food themselves. Casabianca, by the way, means the house of white in Italian, and that's fitting. It's their family's second house, their home, and they still idolize their dad.
He was the secret weapon. I mean, he started it, he planned it, he designed it, everything we owe to him.
And to walk into my dad's shoes into this place was no small feat. Because he was dedicated.
It's true, Sam Martirana was an extremely hard worker. When they first opened up Casabianca, he and his wife were there every single day, working 60-hour weeks.
So, after 5 years, and people started noticing and coming in, and he started making money. He was able to close one day a week. Then a few years later, with more success, he closed 2 days a week.
That's still the case today. Casabianca is closed on Sundays and Mondays. In fact, it's not even open till 4. They only serve dinner. Consider this for a second. In today's world, a restaurant that does well will likely expand. The founder gets busier and spends more and more time making money grow. And it's tempting to stay open all week and serve lunch. Restaurants are a notoriously difficult business. So it speaks volumes that Sam Martirana saw success not as a way to squeeze more money, but as a way to stay closed. Casabianca truly is about family.
We're not corporate, so we're not cold, and it's family here. And we treat everybody like family, our customers and our employees. I have a lot of loyal employees that have stayed with us for so long. We have customers that have been coming in since the 50s, and they keep telling us, everything's the same, we love it, don't change anything. So we haven't. It's like coming home.
So the menu here doesn't change, and neither does the decor, but there is a fun exception: celebrity photos. Can you call yourself an actor if you aren't on the Casabianca wall?
I mean, I remember when Jay Leno first came in here, he was standing in the lobby there, and we kind of all did a double take, I went and told my mom, and she was like, she loved him, and she flipped out and ran out here right away. She was the PR woman. She ran out here right away and talked to him, and shook his hand, and he loved her. He called her mama. A lot of people did.
I had fun spotting actors I knew, but it was more fun seeing the team prep their food in action. Most restaurants bake their meatballs, but Casabianca fries them. The inside gets juicy, and it's so delicious. They also make their sauce from scratch, but that I was not allowed to film.
I can't give you all the secrets. Cooking is like an art. Everybody has their own way of preparing things, and every restaurant is distinctive.
So what should you order at Casabianca? They're known for their pizza, so I went for eggplant and beef. It was incredible. Also, this right here is a quote-unquote small antipasta salad. It can easily feed 4. The pesto was fresh as can be, and the cannoli was firmly sweet. I love that added touch of sprinkles. Now, I should say it's not all paradise here at Casabianca. The Eaton fire in Los Angeles hit its owners hard. Ned lost his garage, and Andrea, well, she lost everything.
It's just been overwhelming, My head wants to explode when dealing with insurance and things like that, but I go to bed just thinking. I can't stop, my sleep has not been great. I go from room to room in my house and think of everything I lost, and I know everybody says it's just material stuff, but that stuff meant a lot, I have nothing left to leave my kids and my grandkids and things that were given to me by my mom. It's all gone, everything's gone.
But there's good news too. Casabianca itself was safe, and that's incredible because after 70 years, it's less a restaurant and more a pillar of the neighborhood. Because things don't change, nothing here can be replaced. It's living, breathing history. But Ned sees it in a much more humble way than that.
Well, we're just the local pizza joint, and it's kind of old-fashioned. I think people like that. I like it. It's more kind of cozy inside. In America, you got room for every kind of business as long as someone's willing to roll up their sleeves and work. The landscape's wide open. So we're an old-fashioned type place. Other places are more modern, and there's room for everybody.
There's certainly room for everybody. And at Casabianca, the House of White, there's certainly room for you. I'm Scoutmaster Demi, and we've been covering restaurants and businesses that have been impacted by the Eaton fires. If you know of any spots that we should check out, please let us know in the comments. I can't wait to see you next time, Scouts.